Captain Hareblower is a 1954 Warner Brothers cartoon directed by Freleng and written by Warren Foster. And Mel Blanc voices Bugs Bunny and Pirate Yosemite Sam. And there are quite a few cartoons involving Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam on ships. And because there are so many of them, I feel like they kind of blur together and they're not that interesting. That being said, there were a few moments with Captain Hareblower that I actually really enjoyed. Captain Hareblower is about Pirate Sam, and Bugs Bunny decides in his own ship to give as good as he gets, which basically involves trying to blast him out of the water while Yosemite does the exact same thing to Bugs. The ultimate question is, who will win? Will any of them have their ship sunk? I'm not going to answer that question, of course. It is pretty typical with a lot of things that happen if you've seen other similar cartoons involving Bugs in Yosemite. But there were a few things that I particularly liked. There's something that Yosemite Sam says when he goes inside one of the cannons, which I rather enjoyed. And there's a moment where he's trying to chop at a wooden pillar, and it just seems like the wooden pillar is not going to fall down. So he goes to investigate, and something happens. And the reason it worked so well is because of the timing, and also the sound effect that came with it. So there were a few things here and there that specifically stood out to me as being particularly brilliant. There's a bit of animation right at the end, the last thing that happens to Bugs Bunny, and he's flailing all arms and legs, and the way that's animated I just thought looked pretty good. So while I've seen quite a few ship-based Bugs and Yosemite cartoons, and when I started watching this I kind of thought, really, another one? Are you going to be any different? But the short answer to that is actually yes, it is. This is probably my favourite so far of all of the Bugs and Yosemite boat-based cartoons. It worked very well, there were specific things I found funny. Obviously it's very well animated. I found it to be really engaging. So if you haven't seen it for whatever reason, and you're a fan of Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam, it's definitely worth watching. Much better than I expected. I definitely did enjoy Captain Hareblower.